Hello everyone, here you have your basic Final Cut setup. Once you open Final Cut Pro, these are the windows that you'll see. You have your browser window, which is right here. The browser window has two tabs. The main tab, which has the name of your project. For example, this one is FCP Lessons, so Final Cut Lessons. And then you have your Effects tab. They're both very important tabs. The first tab is the tab that will have all your files, and that's where you're going to input all your video, all your graphics, all your audio is going to be inputted into that tab. The Effects tab, that's where you have your transitions, your video filters, and most of your special effects. Immediately next to that you have your Viewer tab. This is where you're going to drag over certain video clips that you may want to cut shorter prior to bringing them down here to the timeline. But the viewer also controls the audio. That's where you're going to see the audio, the visuals for the file that you have on the timeline, as well as your audio controls, your volume up and volume down to raise or lower the audio sound of your track. Immediately next to that, you're going to have your canvas. This is where you're going to be able to view your finished product as you're working on it. And below that, this long tab down here, this is the timeline. This is where you drag all your audio and video here. This is where you're going to drag your video and audio and cut it up, put transitions in and special effects and everything that you'll need. Immediately next to that, you have these two little tabs here. One which is your sound meter, which will measure how high or low the sound is, and that way you can be able to gauge whether you should lower or increase the sound of your project. And then you have a couple of cutting and slicing tools and zooming tools in this little tab here, but we'll go more into those as we go through a project. But that's essentially a basic introduction to what you will be seeing as far as the basic setup of Final Cut. As a quick note, if you open Final Cut Pro as maybe the windows are set up differently, you can always fix that by going directly to the Windows tab here on top. Click Windows, Arrange, and select which way you want it. You have the standard, which is what I just showed you right now. You have the 2 up, which changes the configuration to 2 main visual windows, your canvas, your viewer, your browser still down here, and your timeline is a lot smaller. You also have the color correction, which we'll get into that in a later lesson, but you won't need to use that right now. And you would also have your audio mixing setup. But as I said, you can always fix that by going to Window, Arrange, Standard, and boom, you're back to normal. Alright, well that's it for the first lesson. The next lesson we'll be talking a little bit about bringing in your video and doing a couple of things with that. So thanks for watching.